Good afternoon. This is Stephen the Medium, and welcome to Through the Static. And we're a little earlier today. It's 2 o'clock, and usually we're at 5 o'clock. But Elix and I had a commitment, so our producer, Mark, was just a sweetie pie that instead of producing our show or my show at 5 o'clock, he decided to do it or work with me and do 2 o'clock. So, and I also have a very handsome host who is somewhere in this area. Are you there, handsome host?
I am very much here. I am handsome. I am smart. I'm the whole package. And today I'm finally able to walk because I've been crippled for the last 2 days.
Well, you know what?
Seriously crippled.
Well, before we even get into that, I was just thinking maybe we could start calling you HH, handsome host.
Yeah, you could do that.
HH, hey, HH. Yeah, so, but listen, everybody who's here and anyone who is waiting on the lines, I'm going to get to you guys, and thank you for being here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just so excited that we don't get to miss a week and get to do this. But yeah, so Elix, tell everybody what happened with your knee.
So I have a chronic knee injury, and it's been going on for a long time. And I know eventually I'm going to need a knee replacement, but I am too young for a knee replacement. So I need to, buy time. And one of the most effective ways to buy time is to get cortisone shots. And, I did my last cortisone shot last April, and I was doing really well. I mean, it did the job. It's not 100%, but it's good enough to get me by. And but the problem is once it wears out, and sometimes it wears out with no warning. And Sunday night, that's what happened. I just moved, and all of a sudden, I couldn't move. And I was in a lot of pain. As you know, I could barely move my knee, my leg. I could barely walk. And I went on a frantic search to get an appointment ASAP to get a cortisone shot. And I was lucky to get one yesterday morning. And, painkillers, icing. And today I feel like I'm back to base.
I love it.
Really
you went from just walking normal to like being barely able to walk. So, you're just... we're very fortunate to be able to have access and people that we know and just great relationships to get that. So it's a great thing. And yes. I'm glad Elix is all better. So he's new and improved.
The new and improved me. So
yeah, it's almost like that years ago. Betty Crocker, ready when you are and even when you're not. That's Betty Crocker's ready to spread frosting.
Oh, dear God.
Smooth and spreadable, but what's so incredible? It's ready when you are and when you're not. Sorry, I just had to get that out. You know me.
I certainly do.
Again, if anyone's just tuning in now, would be like, what is this show? Like, please help that guy. But I wanted to just quickly say before we get into our first break and I start taking callers is that what I was talking about on Facebook Live, that it's so, if there's one message I could give everybody this holiday season is this. Remember, regardless of who you're missing, and this is such a tough time for everybody, whether you've lost someone who's been gone for a long time, or you just lost somebody, or whether it's your beloved pet who's really your family member, a breakup, whatever it is, and whatever is making you sad. And I'll focus on our loved ones that have crossed over that we're missing. You can't feel them, get messages from them, get signs from them if you're not on the same frequency. It's just the way it is. And I said on Facebook Live that, you've probably maybe have heard other mediums or psychics saying that, when you're in the grieving period, you're not going to feel anything. They can't penetrate. That's absolutely correct. But in the bigger picture, it's because you are on a different frequency. When we cross over, and every one of us that's listening to this or will listen to this, we're all going to be in the same boat, right? We're all going to cross over at some point. When we cross over, we leave the vehicle that we use, our bodies, to get us around, this earth, and our soul that never changes leaves. But that soul doesn't go very far. And that's why when I do readings, as soon as I started reading, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever it is, steps forward because they're right here. They're with us. They're right around us. However, that one little piece that's missing because they're not in the physical world anymore and they're just on a plane that's right next to us, but the frequency is completely different if you're not in a good place here in the physical world. So I said on Facebook Live that it's like a radio station, or a channel. If you had the opportunity, say tomorrow you lost your mom a year ago and you have at 12 noon, you go to this radio and you are going to actually be able to speak to your mom. She's going to come on the radio. You can't see her, but you're going to be able to speak to her through this radio. If you step into that experience at noontime and you are grieving and you're angry that you didn't do enough for her, you should have done this, you got regrets, you have guilt, it does not matter how many channels you change, you're not going to get that channel that your mom's on. The frequencies have to be the same. And the more, and I know how difficult this is, but the more you sit and you're sad, which is certainly understandable. You miss them. I get that. But I'm just saying that if you sit in that and cry in hours of just, oh my God, I can't believe my mom's not here for Christmas, or my dad, or whoever it is, and I can't get through these holidays, and you're sort of like in that sad soup, if you will. Your mom, your dad is standing right next to you and you can't feel them because they're on a different frequency. So the quicker you get yourself out of that, I guarantee you, the quicker you get yourself out of that, you're going to, and it's immediate, you're going to get out of that, go into the kitchen, put the TV on, and if your mother's name was Denise, you're going to put a show on, whatever comes on, a channel comes on, and it's going to be, say it's a sitcom, and you're going to hear the husband say, Denise, calling his wife. And that's you're back on the frequency. You're back to hearing your loved ones. That's what this is all about. So that's my advice and suggestion. And it just, because I know every one of us has been through that. Does that make sense, Elix?
It sure does.
That's it? That's that whole thing? That's all I get? Sure does. That's it.
I don't have anything to add. I think you said it all.
I'm kidding. But seriously, it does. And it makes such a big difference. But, because we all grieve in our own way. But we've all had losses. Every one of us, or will have losses. Most of us already have. So all of us know that feeling of just getting punched in the gut, or your heart just shattering. We've all experienced that. And I think, ironically, when you're in that place, the thing that you want the most, the best thing, that's the next best thing to having your loved ones back in the physical world, is to get a sign from them, right? It's just the way it is. And to get out of that sort of that funk is really where, they go. I said on Facebook Live to Elix, and Elix was talking about this too, that, when you get out of that funk, then you come into the live lane. And when I teach my classes, I always talk about, if you're not present, you're not going to get a sign. You've got your past lane, your present lane, your future lane. If you're not in the present lane, it does not matter. You're not getting a sign from your loved ones. It's just the way it is. So, and it's as simple as, I also used this example with Elix that a couple of days ago, I went running. He came home before me, and when he went upstairs, he locked the door. So when I pulled into the garage, closed everything down, went to get upstairs, the door to get upstairs is locked. And so I had to go around, and Elix was having an issue with his knee. So I went around, went to the front step, and I had to put sneakers back on, and I had to put a coat back on and come in. And Elix says, I'm sorry, it was just force of habit. And I just said to him, actually, it's not force of habit. We both do that every day, but it really is, you weren't present. If you were present, that goes along with being conscious about where you're at, and that's how you get to see signs. You would know and remember that I'm coming in, so you can't lock the door. But it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. But just keep that in mind. As much as maybe some of us, depending on where you're at, if it's been a recent loss, maybe you can't do that. Maybe you can't get out of that, because I think it's a large, or it's a big, item to do to pull yourself out of it. But all I'm saying is that maybe you'll have it, and maybe it will help if you can get out of it. Right, Elix?
Correct.
He's a man of little words. Was my Betty Crocker theme, did that throw you? I don't know. You're very quiet.
I live with you, so nothing throws me.
And if you haven't seen on Facebook, we did our Christmas tour yesterday. So check that out. It was a lot of fun. So you know what I'm going to do, because it's time for a break. I'm going to take a break. 508-222-1320 is the phone number. And when I come back, I'm going to do what I love, start taking calls. So we will be right back.
It's gonna.
Sing. Good afternoon and welcome back to Through the Static. This is your host, Stephen the Medium, and I am with my handsome co-host...
HH.
I just created that today. Handsome host. All right, let me go to the first caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, this is Courtney.
Hi, Courtney. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So, Courtney, let me start off with, I said to Elix on the break, I don't know if Mark could hear me. Courtney, who's the Dan, Donna, Denise, the D name connected to you?
Denise. She's my great aunt.
What, and her name is Denise? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Wow. But she's crossed, right?
Yes, she has.
Yeah, so just know, this great aunt Denise just said to me, Courtney would never have imagined I'd be first to step forward, but she just wants to make sure you know she's around. She's a hoot too, this Denise, this great aunt Denise, and it's she. You know, it's very interesting. She just said that, I don't know what this means, Courtney, but she just said based on everything that's happened in the family, she's just very, very proud of you. And you know, that doesn't mean like it's like bad stuff happened. It's just, I don't know why she said it, but I'm just telling you what she's telling me. So, and Denise, who's got the child that's crossed? I mean, Courtney.
I do.
Wow. So, Courtney, that's the first thing that as soon as I heard your voice, I heard a child. Was this a miscarriage or was the child born?
It was a miscarriage.
So I wasn't really sure because they kept showing me back and forth, back and forth. But do you have a boy or did you know this was a boy? I keep hearing boy.
It was a girl, actually.
Do you have a boy?
I do have a boy. My oldest is a boy.
Oh, okay. So that's what she's yelling out. She just kept yelling. So now would there be three altogether?
Yes.
I love it. So just know that now that I know it's your daughter, know that, oh my God, I love her. She's the face, the smile, the energy is just all around you. And one of the things that she just told me that someone's got like a flower tattoo or something or rose.
Oh my God.
What is that,
So
Courtney?
my daughter that I just had, she's 6 months old. So I got pregnant with her after this miscarriage. And her middle name is Rose.
Oh my God, Courtney. Wow. Wow, I got shivers through my body. Everybody that's connected to you in spirit is screaming right now. They're so happy that you get these validations and you know that your daughter's here and how not just your daughter, Courtney, but everybody in spirit's with you and just how much they love you. And it's, I just heard there's a father energy. I don't know if this is dad or if this is a grandpa or a grandfather. Is your father here or crossed?
My father's here.
So it most likely then is a grandfather or, I mean, sometimes it may be something else, but it feels like it's connected. Oh, wait a minute. It feels like dad's dad. Is your father's dad crossed?
Yep, he is.
So that's who it feels like, even though there's two. This maybe your mom's dad also, but this feels like there's two grandfathers. All I can tell you is that your grandfather, your dad's dad, just said to me, "Can you just tell my granddaughter one thing that we're with her every second." You've got like this. I've never seen this, Courtney, in spirit before. There's like a circle around you, and it's. I know this is probably the worst analogy I could ever come up with, but there's got to be a reason for it. It almost feels as if someone was thrown into the ocean and they had like maybe, I don't know, like meat all connected to them, like hanging from strings, and the sharks were coming and the sharks were circling them and there was tons of sharks just waiting to get at this meat where this person is. I know it's a really bad analogy. I'm sorry about that. But that's the best way I can explain it, because it feels like no matter where this person swims, the circle moves, and that's what's happening with you. It's pretty incredible. And your grandfather just said there's an anniversary or birthday around. You got something now. There's something very, very close.
It's my great aunt Denise's anniversary on the 19th of December.
Oh, no wonder why she started. She started this reading.
I was actually talking about her right before you answered the call.
Oh my God, Courtney, I love when that happens. And that is so, so cool. So it's just a beautiful way to let you know everybody's here with you. And I'll tell you something. Your daughter just said to me, I just want mommy to know that I have not missed one milestone, in that it's really interesting, Courtney, too, that she just wants to also make sure you understand and you really get, as tough as this is, that it happened the way it was supposed to happen. When Courtney, when babies tell me that, I know it's what they're really saying is that it would have been way harder, if you can imagine this, if she was born, because it's sort of, they don't give me the details, and I don't get this with all babies, like miscarriages, but in your daughter's case, I do get this, is that it almost feels as if she would have been born and maybe 2 months, 3 months, a year after she would have passed, which your daughter said that would have been too hard for my mom. It just would have been too hard. So it's almost like I wanted, like everybody in spirit wanted to sort of do whatever they could to make it like the not the worst it could be. I feel like I'm blabbering rather, and I hope that makes sense.
It does.
And just, Courtney, you got to know, because you also, and why your daughter brings this up, is that you are really connected When I tune into your energy, your sensitivity and your empath piece is really, really big. And that's, things stick with you. And I'm sure you know this. Things just hit you hard. And that, you're like a person that if you see a video and it's a sad video, like most people will shake it off. It sticks with you. It sort of hangs with you. Just because you're connected, sensitive and empathic people are connected to the energy of the world. It's not just their circle. And that's a good thing. I mean, that's a really, that's a gift that you have, which is great. But just know that your daughter just said, I just want my mom to know that I have not missed anything. And your daughter just said to me, every time you go somewhere, your daughter's holding your hand. Wherever you go, she's holding your hand and just walking with you, and with the family too. With dad also, is a very, very close connection. There must have been somebody. Did you name or think about naming a baby or a child, or were you named or your husband or named after somebody?
I was named after my great grandmother.
Wow. So, this is such a short period of time when I do readings on the radio that, I wish I could keep going longer, but just know that in this very short piece, did you say that was your great grandmother?
Yep.
She wanted to let you know, because I got to tell you that what that did for your great grandmother, her face is smiling, like her cheeks hurt, that you've got her name. I cannot even tell you what that does for her. She's so excited, and also so proud of who you are, and as a mom, and as a partner. It's an amazing thing. But your great grandmother just said to me, Stephen, we all did everything we could to make sure Courtney got through, because she needed to hear this. Like, today is the day that she needed to get these validations, especially from her daughter. So I hope that helps you, Courtney.
It did. Thank you so much.
Listen, happy holidays. I got to go because I got to take a break, and lots of love sending to you, Courtney, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, the host of the show, and I have my co-host with me somewhere here, right?
I'm here.
Yeah,
Go Chilex.
You're here. Okay, let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's JJ.
Hi, JJ. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, handsome host.
Helix, look at that.
Hello. Thank you for acknowledging my handsomeness.
I love it. So, JJ, I don't know. Spirit's playing with me today. They started the first caller, and I knew there was D, D, D. For you, M, M, Mary, Mike. Who's the M? Marie. Who's the M connected to you?
My grandmother, Mary.
Oh, I love it. But that grandmother is crossed, right?
Yes.
So know that Grandma Mary, it's kind of cool. That's never happened to me, that I just get letters before the person gets on the phone. This is something new. But in any case, just know that we're starting, JJ, with Grandma Mary. Is this Mom's mom?
No, my dad's mom.
So Mom's mom must be also crossed, right? Your grandmother on your mother's side?
Yes, yes, my grandma.
Okay, got it. So because she's here also, she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want you to think it's just one grandmother. Both grandmothers are stepping forward, but Grandma Mary, it's very interesting because she keeps talking about, JJ, I don't know if this is somebody currently having this issue or they did, or someone who's crossed, but where did the stomach issue come in? There's something that I keep feeling like almost like I want to sort of bend over, like my stomach is giving me cramps, or like there's something. I don't know if this was like gallbladder or like pancreas or like some, but there is something stomach. You don't remember somebody either having it, and it may not even have been anything that was like something serious, that maybe something was resolved, but your grandmother Mary keeps talking about the stomach issue. Something's not right in the stomach. You don't know what that is?
Is she referring to me or someone else?
No, anybody. It could be anybody. You, connected to you.
I know I have a lot of stomach issues.
Wow. So know that I mean, as random as that is, JJ, it's when Spirit does that and brings it up to, the person I'm speaking to, it's just a great way that your Grandma Mary and everybody else are just, when I see hands being put above, like your stomach area or you overall, it's just like they're saying whatever they can do, they're doing to help. But your grandmother brings it up because she said, this has been going on for a while. The stomach, has this been like on and off?
I've always had stomach issues. I mean, I don't know of anyone else.
No. Listen, I love how you're just going right by you. No, she's talking about you, and especially if it's been a long period of time. But your Grandma Mary also just said to me that why she wanted to bring that up is, and maybe you're already at a place of maybe just not stressing, and maybe there was a time you were stressing, but she just makes me feel like this is not something that is like serious. It's just more annoying. It's just very annoying, and that but why she's doing this is saying like granddaughter, like JJ, like at least if there's one thing I can like take stress off of you, and that's what she's giving you. Is just don't stress or think that it's anything that's going to be like big. And listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't say this to say not to go to a doctor if you're not feeling well. All I'm saying is your grandma just said JJ knows this because it's been so long. It's been going on so long, and oh no, it's this, or stay away from this food, or do this, and your grandma says it just comes back and forth. So it's just a way. If that makes sense, JJ, it's just a way that your Grandma Mary is giving that as a validation for you. And your Grandma Mary just said to me that a couple of things. She said there's a birthday or an anniversary right around. You got something connected to you.
Well, my birthday just passed December 2nd.
Happy birthday, JJ. That's huge that your grandma and everybody else, grandmas, I should say plural, are giving that as a validation. There was something else I was going to say to you, and it after the birthday or anniversary, oh my God. Oh, the watch. JJ, what's with the watch? Do you remember something with like a story with the watch or a watch?
Not that I know of.
So make sure, JJ, you keep it with you, because if they're bringing it up, there's a reason they're bringing it up. And they never bring things up that you don't know. It just is in your memory bank. It's just maybe you just can't access it. It's either a watch or a clock. A clock maybe was passed down, or like someone's got a clock that something keeps happening to it. It starts, it stops, it starts, it stops. But if they're bringing up, like I can see the face of a hand of a clock, something like that. So just make sure you keep it with you. Do you have a brother?
Yes.
Because they bring up, but your brother's here, right?
One passed away in May.
Oh, wow. But wait a minute, but you have a brother who's living, right?
Yes, I have 3 other brothers.
Oh, got it. And one passed away this May?
Yes.
Wow. So just know that brother is also stepping forward to let you know that he's watching. And the watch or the clock has something to do with one of your brothers, or the time, something. Your brother just said, my sister knows.
I'll figure it out.
Let me ask you something. Did your brother die or pass away alone?
Well, we were there. We had to take him off life support.
No, so that's not it. The reason why I'm asking is because you're when I hear about, I just said to your brother, give me more about this clock or time, and let me tell you that it's someone connected to somebody who passed away, that they were by themselves, and then someone found them. So.
Oh, my uncle.
I knew it was a guy, but what happened with him?
Wait a minute. Was it my uncle? Yeah. Was he? Oh, no, wait. It's not my uncle. They found him. He was still alive.
No. Well, it could have been. Was he there for a while?
Yeah, he was laying there for a while. He was alive, but he passed away in the nursing home, the hospital.
It could be that. Just all I can tell you is that someone just told me that time-wise, the time kept going by, and they were alone. So maybe it was your uncle, but I thought he was cross. But it could have been your uncle that's cross. I mean, that was living. Just giving you as a validation to let you know that he's here. And he keeps talking about the Elizabeth or Edward. Who's the E connected? JJ. Either living or crossed connected. There's somebody, so just make sure you hang on to it. A lot of times it will either be connected maybe to your brother or your uncle, but there's a very, very strong E. It feels like Edward or Eddie or something like that. So, and it also could be a middle name, JJ, too. So just make sure you keep that with you. So listen, I got to go on to the next caller. Listen, happy holidays and lots of love to you, JJ.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi.
I'm sorry,
Hello?
what was that? Hi.
Hi, it's Joanne.
Hi, Joanne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, Joanne, the first thing that I get when I heard your voice is to talk about the jewelry.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yes. So is that jewelry handed down? Like, what are they? Because it's a mom connection talking about this.
Yeah.
Is your mom crossed?
Yeah.
So just know, do you have her jewelry? What is she talking about?
When she died, she left, of course the jewelry was left behind. And my sister decided to raffle it off a couple of years later.
Wow.
At Christmas.
Well, at
and
Christmas.
It was just very cold. Because my mother wouldn't have wanted that. She would have wanted it, to be distributed.
I get it. I get it. And Joanne, the reason why you don't have your radio on, do you? Or on?
I'm talking to you on the phone, but I have you also on my other thing.
Yeah, can you lower the volume? Yeah, you don't have to shut it off. Just lower the volume because I can hear myself echoing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Listen, listen, Joanne. I do way worse than you, and I do the show every week. But listen, why your mom brings that up or brought that up is that it's to, first of all, number one, it's to say, Joanne, it's really mom. Like, I keep hearing mommy. It's mom. It's mommy. It's
Yeah.
mom. And to let you know that it's really her, but it's not connected to anything that's, oh my God, I wish she didn't do that. Because remember, the great thing and why I love doing these readings is that, once
Yeah.
we get into spirit, it's all, we don't keep this earthly stuff. So she's, to her, it's like, the material things we don't take. But your mom also
Yeah.
just said, your mom just showed me like a Jesus or Mother Mary. Was she or somebody very religious? Or did someone have like a statue?
Her mother-in-law, which is my grandmother, was very religious. She had statues all over her house. She had like a room that was all statues and kneelers and
Wow.
all stuff like that. But it was my mother and her really didn't get along.
Yeah, and not you listen, Joanne. For you, this is all lessons. This is like lesson 101. Your mother just said. Your mother's got the best sense of humor, though. She does.
Yes,
She's got
she
the best,
does.
and she just said. But so does my daughter. She's got a very, very good sense of humor. But your mom just said to me that she wants to make sure that her and Grandma are right next to each other, that they're standing next to each other. As a matter of fact, like they're hugging each other. So in spirit,
Really?
that's what that's all about. And I'll tell you, your mom just said to me. My Joanne is the sweetest, the most compassionate person. Also, can be the most stubborn. Can definitely be stubborn, very stubborn,
true.
and hold on to stuff. And why your mom says that is that all she wants for you is to. She's like Joanne. Joanne has created such a life by who she is. People love my daughter. It's who Joanne is. If your mom just like sort of like pushed my shoulder and said, if you can meet her, because she's really good to have you in your circle of friends. I love your mother. But she just said to me that you've got such this beautiful energy, Joanne, and that your mom just said, like, if you think everything that you've done or accomplished is done, think again. There's a lot more coming up. Like a lot of stuff. Your mother also though keeps talking about a hobby, like some kind of like I don't know if this is like crafts or baking or somebody connected to you or you do something like have an interest or a something like a side thing or a side gig.
No, I bake a lot. I got that from her. But my father used to have this tradition of making Christmas trees for people.
Wow.
And he'd make a list all year long of anybody that, touched his heart and whatever. And the person would get a tree.
And then he would make these trees and then hand them out?
Yep.
I love it. I love that. I wasn't sure if it. Look at that. I got like two birds with one stone. Not that I would ever throw a stone at a bird.
Now,
so
is my mother calling me Joanne or Jody?
she just said, I didn't hear that difference, Joanne or Jody, not as of yet, but I will tell you, when your dad stepped forward, who's the S as in Stephen, like the S name, first name, middle name, last name?
Skipper.
Who's Skipper?
My brother.
Wow.
He's here. He hasn't crossed over, but...
Oh, I love that your dad's giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that how your dad's giving that as a shout out to Skipper. I love that. I knew there was like something with an S. But your mom just said, never ever forget how. I mean, I know you know this, but she just said never ever forget how she's with you every second. And she also just said to me, always trust your gut. You were really intuitive, and I know that there's got to be a part of you that knows that, but your mom just said, always never doubt your gut or your intuition, because you're always right on the money. As a matter of fact, your mother said, Joanne would know things that would happen before they would happen, like just random things. So just make sure you remember that and keep that with you. And Joanne, I got a break. I have to take a break, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave that with you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and lots of love to you. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for calling, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen, the medium, your host, and I'm here with Coach Elix. Hi, Coach Elix.
Hi there.
let me
Hey.
Hi. Let me go to the next caller. You're making me laugh, Elix. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, this is Kristen.
Hi, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, Kristen. I'm glad to get to speak to you. So, Kristen, I don't even know where to start with you. There's a lot here going on.
Lot going on.
Yeah, in a good way, in a very good way. And when I say that, it just means I'm talking about spirit. There's a lot of everybody that wants to speak to you. So, Kristen, well, they're saying so many things. Let me start with this. Someone keeps talking about the media. Let me start with this. Was there anybody at some point living, crossed, now, used to, that did something like a DJ connected to you?
My dad did a little DJing. Yeah. He's with us.
I love that. So even if it was a short stint, they just showed me a microphone and showed me like DJing and said, you got to bring it up. You got to bring it up. It's a grandma. It's your mom is here, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kristen.
Yes, my mom is here. Yes.
I thought so. But just know it feels like your mother's mother, but it's a grandmother who's. Oh, wait a minute. Your dad's mom is crossed, right?
Yes.
So she's the one that was just giving a validation for your dad, and said that's the. I think it's funny. She just said to me, that's like just the beginning of what my son is capable of, DJing and everything else, and very adaptable to certain things. I smell fish. What someone used to fish, work in a fish market? What's the fish? Do you know?
That I don't know. Not ringing a bell.
When years ago, you don't like, or even when you were young, you don't remember going fishing?
Oh, my dad had a boat that we went on when I was young.
Yeah.
And he fished off of it.
Yeah, I kind of knew that, and I was going to move on, but someone just kept saying, no, you got to say that, you got to say that. And Kristen, there's something, a heart issue. I don't know if this is someone current or someone crossed, because I feel like it may not be congestive heart failure, but there's something with the heart issue. My heart is not working right.
My best friend passed away. Her 30th anniversary is coming up on Christmas, and she died of a heart attack. She had a heart problem.
And this was your best friend?
Yes.
Wow. I love that she's coming through, especially with the heart, and especially because her anniversary is coming up. And she just said to me, can you please just tell Kristen, remember this, that when she thinks of me, she just thinks it's a random thought. And she said, tell Kristen, actually, she's a trip, Kristen. She's got some swear words in there.
I believe it.
Oh, she's funny. But she said, tell her I'm standing right next to her. I lean into her and she picks up my energy. That's how she knows. And the random thought that she thinks is random, it's not. It's me right next to her. And she just said, I would never, ever have a better friend ever than Kristen. Ever. We went through a lot together. It almost feels like a lot of just crying and sadness. And Kristen, did someone get a tattoo for her?
I did, and my daughter did.
I love it. She said you gotta make sure you know that she knows about you and your daughter with the tattoos, and Angela, who's the A? Anthony, who's A? She's talking about
her husband. Her husband is Andre.
Andre, wow! But he's here, right?
He is here, yes.
Wow. So just, it's just a great way to really, Kristen, to tell you that it's her. And she also keeps talking about B, the B name. B. I keep getting, but it doesn't sound like it's a name. It sounds like it's a nickname, like Bubbles or Baba or, I don't, Kristen, make sure if it doesn't come, you just keep it with you. It's not a normal name. It feels like it's a nickname, and she's laughing hysterically, about it. So there's got to be, and she's talking about teeth and laughing hysterically about teeth. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if there's a story with the.
I don't know, but I'll think about it.
She's laughing at the teeth, like someone's tooth, like you don't. When you were young,
yeah, I do. When I first met my boyfriend, his tooth is chipped, and she said to me, "You don't like people with chipped teeth. What do you do?"
I love this. I love how specific she is, just to make sure you know it is her. And I'll tell you, the last thing I'm going to tell you is that she just said to me, if there's anything I want Kristen to know, is that I am a guardian angel. I'm like her biggest cheerleader with you. So she's with you every single second, Kristen. So make sure you keep that with you. And I got to move on because the show's going to be ending. So I will leave that with you, Kristen. Big hugs and happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and lots of love to you. All right, thanks, Kristen.
And your tour last night was beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Kristen. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Kristen. I love it, and I love to get to do that. So let me go to the next caller in the few minutes I've got. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hello. My name's Tracy.
Tracy?
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Okay. So, Tracy, let me tune in to what's going on with you. Tracy, I'll tell you, even before I get into anything, your mind, your brain I don't think I've ever been like seen a brain go as fast as yours. Your mind never stops. When I get near your energy, it's like, whoa. So there's also a dog. There's a dog in spirit connected to you that's walking around you. Do you remember growing up with dogs?
I didn't have dogs, but a lot of people in my life did, so it could be a lot of different.
I didn't hear what you said, Tracy. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I didn't have dogs, but people in my life did. So
well, it's a big dog, and it's like a white color animal. So just make sure you keep it with you. And Bella, Bailey, Brownie, there's a bee connected to this animal. So just make sure you keep it with you. It could be also your mom's. It could be if you have siblings. I don't know, but just make sure you keep it with you. There's also, are you in school?
I do college, but I'm taking a break from it right now because of COVID.
Yeah, well, that's why they're bringing it up, Tracy, is everybody knows what's going on, and said it's a grandma, I don't know if this is a grandmother or a great grandmother. Who's Ann? Is your middle name Ann?
There's a few. There's Angela.
Who's Angela?
Angela was my neighbor. I have like a lot of people, so that's why there's kind of like.
But is Angela still living or crossed?
She crossed.
Oh wow! So that's wild that you got a neighbor stepping forward. But let me tell you, Tracy, there's an Ann Marie, Anna. There's an Ann. There's not Angela, but there's someone's middle name, first name, but someone's got an Ann connected to you. It feels like it's somebody in I don't know. I was going to say spirit, but it may not be. It may be someone living too. So make sure you keep it with you. But the biggest thing I got to tell you something, Tracy, is that do you have one of your grandfathers who's passed away?
Yeah, he, there's a whole thing.
Well, I'll tell you, the reason why I asked you that is that there's a grandfather that is, I cannot tell you how much he's with you, and it's just it makes me feel like he's just doing everything he can to make sure he guides you and watches you and protects you and everything he can from spirit, and just keeps giving that to you. But let me ask you something, Tracy. Did you think about, or did you possibly think about like schooling, but not a college, like some kind of trade or certification?
Yeah, that's what I haven't signed up for it yet, but I'm trying to get what I'm going to try to do is consulting. So I'm trying to take a class to learn how to do self-employment.
Wow. So just know that it's a way to let you know that everybody's watching. I don't know why they keep talking about. Did you just do something with your hair? Are you there?
Because I just flipped it, I guess. I don't always notice the stuff that I do, but yeah.
I love Tracy. I just fixed it. Someone just keeps talking about like your hair. It felt like it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. Unless somebody was ever thinking about cosmetology, like cutting hair or doing nails or something like that. So there's something, I don't know, because I can also smell like color, like dye or color. I don't know if recently you did something or highlighted, but all I can tell you is something connected is there. And who's Mark or Mike or Mary? Who's the M name connected to you? There's a really, really strong M name, either living or crossed, Tracy. Just make sure you hang on to it. And there's also John, James, George. You have siblings? You have a brother?
Yeah, I have. There's a lot of people that have crossed. That's why there's a lot of
It could be somebody who's living too. So just make sure you hang on to it. But I just heard the grandfather say to you, Tracy, because the show's ending and I got to stop. Just make sure you follow what's in your heart and never feel like you should be in a different place now, or you've wasted time, or is this right? Your grandfather said everything is going to come together with you because you're so bright and so smart. You got the best personality. And he said, just go with the flow and everything's going to fall into place. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. Tracy, thank you. Happy holidays.
Thanks. to you soon.
Bye. Bye.
Alrighty, bye-bye. Was Tracy like the cutest thing ever? I loved it. I loved her. So, Elix, tell everybody how they can find you.
At Coach Elix.
Is that everywhere?
That's everywhere, whether
Okay.
it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and I hope people are, if they haven't seen our Christmas store, that they log in and they check out our Christmas store.
Yes, and I got to go because Mock's show's starting, so stay tuned. 3 to 5, Mock's Jukebox is the great show to listen to. Find me, Stephen the Medium, and I have my first podcast. It's ready to go. It's up, so check me out. Spotify, Apple, wherever you can find podcasts. Just type in Through the Static with Stephen the Medium, and you can find me. Thank you, Lindsay. We love you. Mock, thank you for everything, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.